Alright, so I've basically created a roadmap for this slide to show you how to transition into a WC campaign, because when you transition into a WC campaign, it won't always work the first time. So you got to look at transitioning in attempts, right? So if it doesn't work on the first attempt, it can often work on the second or even third attempt. So let me explain this here, right? So this looks very confusing, but I'm going to walk you through every step of it, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit now. So I've basically color coded some of these squares, and each color has a different meaning, right? So these black boxes here, right? So these are audiences, okay? These pink boxes here, these are PPE campaign objectives, right? These blue boxes, right, are website conversion objectives, right? So we're going to look at this PPE to WC transition roadmap in two attempts, right? So two different phases, right? So let me discuss the first phase first. So with the first phase, this is basically the first phase here, right? So here, right? This is the first phase, right? So the first thing that you want to do, as I discussed in the previous slide, is you want to duplicate your PPE campaign into WC campaign, and you want to leave the original targeting in that campaign, right? So I've got here the audience is the original targeting, right? This is your original PPE campaign here, yeah? So this is the PPE campaign that's already running. So with this PPE campaign, if the PPE campaign is profitable over its lifetime, increase the PPE campaign to $12 a day, right? So it would have originally been on $6 USD per day. So now you want to increase it to $12 USD per day, right? If the PPE campaign isn't profitable over the lifetime, then kill it, right? So what do I mean when I say lifetime? This is what I mean, right? So you want to go to your PPE campaign. So we'll just use this as an example that Mandela Case was speaking about before. You want to go to lifetime up here. So choose the date lifetime. And then you want to go and see if your cost per website purchase is on target, right? So if it's profitable. So yeah, if the lifetime is profitable, increase it to $12 a day. So you'd come here, increase the budget to $12 daily, right? If not, kill it. After you've done that, you want to go and do your first attempt at transitioning to a WC campaign, right? So to do this, simply duplicate your original PPE campaign and change the objective to website conversion optimized for add to cart. So I showed you exactly how to do that in the previous video. So watch the previous video and do exactly that. And you want to use exactly the same original targeting. So all the settings should be the same except for the campaign objective, which is now website conversion optimized for the standard add to cart conversion event and $20 per day. Using the exact same targeting, exact same ad, using the same ad post. So you want to launch this, you want to schedule it to launch, at 12 a.m. at midnight, right? Like I said before, you want Facebook to pace your budget evenly throughout the day. So you're giving the ad set the best chance of success, right? So say if you launch this, right, at 12 a.m. on Sunday night, right? So you want to let this campaign run for 48 hours, right? So why I say let it run for 48 hours is because that you need to give Facebook enough time to optimize for the add to cart objective, right? A lot of people, what they do is they launch a WC campaign, they let it run for about half a day, and they go, oh no, shit, it's not working. Look at all the metrics, it's bad. The thing about a WC campaign is that you needed to give it a couple days for the Facebook algorithm to stabilize the conversion event, right? So it takes a little while for Facebook to find what it wants to optimize for and optimize correctly on that conversion event. If our WC add to cart campaign, right, is profitable at 48 hours, we want to let this campaign run, right? But we also want to duplicate this campaign to a WC CC purchase campaign, right? So what I mean when I say that, if you remember back to Trackify, I told you how you can create custom conversion events around a product, right? So you should have by now created a custom conversion event for whatever the product is. So you should have an add to cart custom conversion event and a purchase custom conversion event. So if you haven't created the custom conversion event for the product, that's fine. Just go ahead now and create the custom conversions. But right now you can just use the standard purchase event conversion. So once you've duplicated the add to cart campaign into a purchase campaign, what you want to do now, we actually want to duplicate our ad set 2 times within our new purchase campaign. So that means we have 3 of exactly the same ad sets within our new purchase campaign. So the reason that we want to duplicate this ad set 2 times is because whenever you launch an ad set with a small budget into an audience, what happens is that Facebook will deliver your ads to a certain pocket of that audience, right? And sometimes Facebook will actually serve you like a shit pocket of people, or like a poor quality pocket of people that don't purchase. So the reason that we initially launch these 3 ad sets, right, with exactly the same targeting, exactly the same everything, is because we're trying to find the best pocket of audience to continue running our ads, right? So I'm going to hop into Ads Manager soon, and I'm going to give you an example of this whole setup here. But what happens is that when we launch these 3 ads, after a certain point of time, we will actually kill 1 or 2 of these ads. So ideally, we only want 1 ad that will end up running, right? So we kill these ads based on ones that are underperforming. But the aim is just to find the best ad set out of these 3 and let that run, right? So let me explain this part here, and then I'll hop into Ads Manager and I'll show you this setup. So once we launch these 3 ad sets, right, within our WCC purchase campaign, at 12 hours, right, so after 12 hours pass, we want to pause 1 of these ad sets that is underperforming the most. So when I say underperforming the most, I mean the one with the highest CPP, so the highest cost per purchase, so pause. So then you want to leave the other 2 remaining for 24 hours, right? So say if ad set 1 and 2 were still running, you want to leave these run until 24 hours has passed since we originally launched, right? So say if we launched Wednesday at 12 a.m., right? We want to pause 1 ad set on Thursday at 12 p.m. at midday, right? And then we want to leave the other 2 running until the end of the day, right? So on Thursday at about 11 p.m., 11:30 p.m., we want to come in and we want to check if our remaining 2 ad sets are profitable, right? So at 24 hours, if these 2 campaigns are profitable, right, we want to just continue them both. Like, honestly, I don't care that much about audience overlap at these kind of budgets, because we can actually try and scale both of these ad sets further, even though they're targeting the same audience. But later on, when we're scaling these 2 ad sets, we can eventually kill the one that's underperforming, so has the highest cost per purchase, and then allocate all the budget into scaling the one with performs the best with the lowest cost per purchase, right? So it doesn't matter if 2 ad sets are profitable. Let's just resume them both for now, okay? At 24 hours, if 2 campaigns are unprofitable, we want to pause both, yeah? And that really means that we're going to have another attempt at transitioning into WC through a different phase. And that different phase is this phase here, which I'll talk about in a second video. But it basically means that you want to build your product pixel data more, and then we'll repeat the process in this phase here. So I actually skipped one of these outcomes. I'll just go quickly for it now. If at 24 hours, if 1 campaign is profitable, and these should be ad sets. Ad set. Okay, so the reason I chose ad set here is because these are referring to these ad sets here, right? So they're not campaigns, yeah? So within this campaign, you'll have 3 ad sets, right? So these are referring to these ad sets here. So I'll just quickly go the other outcomes. So at 24 hours, if 1 ad set is profitable and 1 is unprofitable, then you just want to resume the profitable one and pause the unprofitable ad set. So it's simple. So you're only left over with 1 ad set, right? And then that's the ad set that you'll scale later on. All right, so now I'm going to hop into Ads Manager. I'm going to show you what I mean by duplicating 3 times, right? So when I hopped into Ads Manager before, I showed you how to duplicate your original PPE campaign into a WC optimized for add to cart campaign at $20 per day, right? So if we go into Ads Manager, you can see that ad set that we created here is here, right? So now, let's say hypothetically that this WC add to cart campaign is profitable after 48 hours, right? So now what we want to do is we want to resume this, right? So we won't delete it, we won't pause it or anything. But so we want to duplicate the campaign and then duplicate the ad set 3 times in its own campaign, right? So this is what we do, right? So if we take it back a step into campaigns, this is the campaign that we want to duplicate, right? So what we do is we go to duplicate, yeah? And then it's just simple. All we want to do is just duplicate the campaign because it's a WC campaign. We just choose the custom conversion optimization at the ad set level. So we just duplicate the campaign. That's all we do. right? Now we just want to change the title of this, right? So WC CC purchase. We can leave WI dupe. I'll just take off the copy. Right, so this is, I'm going to copy this, and this is going to be our ad set name as well. Right, so we've done that. So we click into the campaign to go to the ad set. So this is the ad set now. Right, so what we want to do is we want to go in and we want to edit this ad set and change the budget and also the optimization, right, the conversion event. So we want to paste this. So that's just the campaign name. It's going to have the same ad set name, right? Then from here, I'm going to blow this out because all my custom conversions are going to come up. But we want to choose the custom conversion purchase, right? So if you see here, I've got a custom conversion event here for an elephant necklace that I tested ages ago. And so you create your custom conversion event in Trackify on the purchase. So we want to optimize it for CC, whatever your product is, but purchase. All right, so we'll choose that. We want the budget, right? So we want to set our budget to $40 per day. So that's 40 USD, so that's about 50 bucks Australian. We want to schedule ads to launch, so tomorrow, to tonight at 12 AM. And we're leaving all this targeting the same. And we're leaving everything else the same, right? So all we're changing, all we're changing is conversion event location. So we're optimizing our ad set for the custom conversion product purchase, So we're segmenting that product. And then we're done, right? So we want to go here, but we also want to make sure, right? So we want to go into the ad set and make sure we put in the post ID here, right? So you know how I told you before about copying the post ID? So also want to go and make sure you enter the post ID. So I told you before, but you go into Power Editor and then you go into Page Posts and then find your post ID and just make sure to paste it in here, right? So let's go back to our ad set, right? Then we want to create 2 duplicates of this exact same ad. So we just go duplicate here. We go original campaign. We go 2, And what that does, it just creates 2 duplicates. Right, so look at this. Now we have 3 of these ad sets, and that's exactly what we want. And just so you know they're duplicates, what I usually do is I'll just put 1, 2, and 3, just so I know they're duplicates. That's literally all you have to do. That's those 3 ad sets, and they all should launch. And then obviously review draft items when you're done. But I'm not going to do this because I don't want to make changes. But that's it.